eyes focused on the match from the time it started to the last ball that ball. So I went in very early and I started sending off all the little emails and any little things that I had to do. And I guess for you and I, because we remember we were discussing our prospects prior to whether it was with
Yeah.
the owners or amongst ourselves, but to
Mm-hmm.
see it unfold, I mean, it didn't unfold exactly the way we thought it would, but to see it
Mm-hmm.
unfold and then come to fruition in such a dramatic fashion, it left most of us speechless. I mean, the folks in the park
Yeah.
obviously had a lot of fun. But for those like me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if well, you were in the park. You were there videotaping and enjoying
Yeah.
the moment. But for those of us who
Yeah.
were a little separated from that and was watching on TV, it was it didn't sink in. At least for me, it didn't sink in right away. So I had like 4 or 5 phone calls that I couldn't take because my family was calling to congratulate me from Trinidad, and because I've been as you well know, I've been an ardent Patriots fan from the get go.
Yeah.
And
True.
everybody's calling me, and I couldn't even catch myself because I did jumping up and carrying on and everything else at home. And it's me alone home, so I know my neighbors and them wondering what in the world going on. Had they not been tuned in themselves, and the significance of such is that we didn't it didn't sink in. So that the morning when I got up, I said, you know what? Instead of having to call all of these persons and individually explain to them what all of this meant, let me just try to put this thing to paper, almost like write a little something. And as you well realize, it ended up turning out to be a two-piece
Mm-hmm.
column on wired868.com. And I didn't realize it was so much information I put on the paper until after the fact. And rereading it over and over again, and you edited it mentally in your mind and otherwise, you realize that you're reliving the the occasion each and every single time,
Yeah.
and it was an amazing feat.
It is.
Even
No.
now, you still sit back. It was an amazing, amazing feat.
Yeah. And you always ask yourself, okay, what was I doing at the exact point when the ball? Well, let's go not the ball that was hit for the single for the winning one, but the ball just before that was hit for four. What was I doing at that point? Where was I? And a lot of time, and being in the pack, it was different, okay? Because they had a lot of persons, like I remember this girl came up, she was like, Gary, feel my chest, I can't breathe, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Because it's like people would just listen. In all honesty, the ball, the last ball, the pack just fell silent, just like everything, it just fell silent. Like it's T20. A lot of people go pack just for the line, so a lot of
Yes,
people go there
yes.
just for the line, and it was whatever the case was. I was in a section where they had a bunch of Guyanese who came down from Nevis. I have to refer to, but this is their thing. I've gone back St. Kitts, Patriots, St. Kitts Nevis Patriots once they play, but once they're against Guyana. you know, and that was the
Yeah.
thing. So they had the flag, they had the shows, they had everything. And they were doing the commentary and they were speaking about it and they were like, what do you think we should do? So the 19th over, they were like, should he have run? And they were like, no, Drake's had to make the right call and not let him run because you want to face as much balls as possible. Technically you're the senior batsman and you're the most seasoned batsman. You're in there longer than him. You want to face the most balls. So don't let it run. Just let it go down because I mean Williams didn't bowl a bad ball.
No.
Drake's just hit the ball in the right spot. That's all.
Yes.
I honestly don't think Williams bowled a bad ball the entire over, right? Because he could have gone anywhere, but he could have gotten a wicket. But Drake's just hit the ball in the right spot, and we just ended up we won the match because of that, and it was incredible. Trust me, it listen. I don't think it really hit me, and I probably stayed up in the pad maybe a little bit of close to an hour after, watching the celebration. But I don't think it really hit me until I was like walking out the park, going down Victoria Road, heading back to the car. Like, wait, we actually just win this thing.
Yes.
because
Yes.
yeah, because you don't recognize like the significance, and then reading your pieces were like, Jesus, we really just win this thing, you know, because
It was it
it
was
was
listening.
unreal.
It
It
was
was so well and
riveting.
unreal.
It was riveting. I could not, in fact, I could not imagine being in the park because remember in the park now you don't have the value of replays
Correct.
and the analyses from the commentators and this kind
Mhm.
of thing. You just watching it play out there live.
Yeah.
So for
I
me,
wanted to hear Bish. We've heard Bishop commentate so many series where West Indies have won, where this has happened. I wanted to hear